Do you truly know what your cat is feeling, or are you just guessing? Here is a heartbreaking reality every single day. Well-meaning owners unintentionally cause their cats deep psychological pain. Unlike dogs, felines will never cry or whine to show you their feelings are hurt. Instead, they suffer in complete silence, slowly pulling away. What if your completely normal daily routines are actually breaking your best friend's heart? Today we are uncovering the 10 everyday habits that secretly damage your cat's emotional well-being. Please pay close attention to number 10. It is a devastating mistake you cannot afford to make. Let's decode their silent suffering. Number 1. Blocking their view of the outside world. To you, a window is just a piece of glass that lets in the sunlight. To your feline companion, that window is a television, a daily newspaper, and a vital lifeline to the outside world. Cats are highly visual crepuscular predators. Their entire nervous system is biologically wired to track subtle movements, observe their environment, and stay mentally engaged with the wildlife beyond their walls. When you block their favorite window with heavy furniture, keep the blinds permanently drawn, or simply forget to give them a comfortable place to look out, you are completely cutting off their primary source of mental stimulation. Think about what your cat's daily reality looks like after you leave for work. The house goes completely still. There is absolutely no movement and no change in scenery. For an animal whose brain is engineered to hunt and process visual data, this is not a peaceful environment. It is a form of sensory deprivation. A cat denied access to a window will pace over Groom sleep excessively out of sheer boredom or develop anxious habits. Clear a windowsill today. Give them back the outside world. Number 2. Waking them up. Mid-sleep cycle. We all know the feeling. Your cat is curled up into a perfect fuzzy little ball, with their paws tucked under their chin, and they just look entirely too cute to leave alone. You lean in, kiss their head, or scoop them up while they are half asleep. It feels like an act of pure love to you, but it is something entirely different to them. Cats require between 12 and 16 hours of sleep every single day. This is not laziness. Sleep is the critical biological mechanism they use to process their environment and regulate their emotional balance. Just like humans, cats cycle through stages of light and deep REM sleep. When you suddenly interrupt a deep sleep cycle just to cuddle you, force their resting nervous system into a sudden high-alert state, flooding their tiny body with adrenaline. That groggy, slightly aggressive cat you just woke up is not being dramatic. They are genuinely disoriented and highly stressed. Do this enough, and you create an animal that sleeps with one eye open, never feeling truly secure in their own home. Real love means letting them rest. Number 3. Abruptly ending their playtime. Imagine someone inviting you to a dance. The music is great, you are fully engaged in the rhythm, completely alive in the moment, and then without any warning, they just turn off the music and walk away. No cool down, no goodbye. That frustrating feeling is exactly what you inflict on your cat every time you end a play session, abruptly. For a feline, playtime is not just a silly game. It is a complete biological hunting sequence. It starts with stalking, escalates into chasing, builds to the pounce, and absolutely must end with a kill. That final moment, biting down on a feather toy and feeling the simulated victory of the hunt, is not optional. It is the necessary neurological resolution that tells their brain the threat is neutralized and their body can finally calm down. When you just yank the wand toy away and throw it in a drawer, you leave that predatory loop wide open. This creates a chronically frustrated cat that will likely redirect that pent-up aggressive energy onto your ankles. Always let them catch the toy and immediately follow it with a small treat to close the hunting loop. Number 4. Only bringing out the carrier for vet trips. Your cat is not psychic, but they might as well be when it comes to the dreaded travel carrier. The exact second you pull that plastic box out of the hall closet, the energy in the room completely shifts. They vanish under the bed and you spend the next half hour wrestling a panicked animal. You might wonder why they hate it so much, but the truth is, you trained them to feel this way. Every single time that carrier has appeared in their entire life, it has been immediately followed by a terrifying experience. being shoved inside, enduring a loud car ride, and being handled by strangers in a clinical room that smells of fear. The carrier itself has become a severe trauma trigger. To fix this, you must break the association. Leave the carrier out in the living room permanently. Take the door off, put a soft fleece blanket inside, and randomly drop high-value treats in there. When the carrier stops being a harbinger of doom and becomes just another cozy piece of furniture, their panic will completely dissolve. Number 5. Rejecting their attempts to groom you. There is a very specific quiet moment that happens between a cat and a human they deeply love. Your cat will start rhythmically licking your hand, your arm, or even your hair. Often owners will pull away because the rough texture of the cat's tongue feels a little scratchy or strange. By pulling away, you are accidentally rejecting one of the most profoundly intimate gestures your cat knows how to make. In feline social structures, mutual grooming is reserved strictly for individuals that a cat considers part of their exclusive inner family circle. It is a deliberate act of deep bonding that translates to "I trust you completely," and "I am claiming you as my own." When you repeatedly pull your hand away, you are not just rejecting the physical grooming, you are rejecting the emotional relationship it represents. Over time, a cat that is consistently rebuffed will simply stop trying to bond with you out of self-protection. The next time they try to groom you, sit perfectly still. Accept the gesture for just a few moments before gently redirecting them. Number 6. Speaking too loudly in their presence. Feline hearing is practically supernatural compared to ours. While humans top out at hearing frequencies around 20 kHz, cats can detect frequencies all the way up to 85 kHz. Their ears are equipped with 32 individual muscles that rotate like satellite dishes, designed by nature to pick up the faintest rustle of a mouse in the grass. This extraordinary sensory equipment was built for a quiet world of whispers and subtle vibrations. It was absolutely not built for your booming human voice shouting across the living room. When you talk loudly on speakerphone, blast the television, or shout their name, you are creating a sensory environment that is physically uncomfortable for them. Repeated exposure to loud noises causes chronic stress, an exaggerated startle response, and deep social withdrawal. Watch your cat the next time you raise your voice. That slight ear flick and the way they quietly leave the room is their way of protecting themselves from sensory pain. Lower your volume, speak softly, and watch how much safer they feel around you. Number 7. Denying them a secure hiding spot. For a cat, feeling safe does not always mean being held in your arms. True safety means having a secure place to retreat to when the environment becomes too overwhelming. This is one of the most fundamental psychological needs of a domestic feline. Yet it is constantly overlooked by well-meaning owners who mistakenly view hiding as an act of rejection. In the wild, an animal that cannot hide is completely exposed to predators. The desire to disappear is a deeply embedded survival mechanism. When you block off the space under the bed, fill every quiet corner with furniture, or forcefully drag them out of their safe spot just because you want to pet them, you are destroying their only tool for emotional self-regulation. You are essentially telling them that there is nowhere in your home where they are allowed to feel untouchable. Give them a cardboard box, a covered cat cave, or a high shelf. Most importantly, when they retreat to that spot, leave them entirely alone. Number 8. Forcing stranger interactions. We have all seen this happen. A friend walks through your front door, spots your cat, and immediately marches straight toward them. They lean their body forward, reach out a highly assertive hand, and make intense eye contact while making clicking noises. Your cat freezes in terror and then bolts out of the room, leaving your friend wondering why the cat is so unfriendly. The reality is your friend just approached your cat using the exact behavioral signatures of a wild predator. Direct eye contact and a looming posture are massive red flags in feline body language. The problem is not your cat's reaction. The problem is that you stood by and allowed it to happen. You are your cat's only advocate. When guests arrive, it is your job to intervene and tell them to completely ignore the cat. A feline that is allowed to approach a stranger on their own timeline, driven by natural curiosity rather than force, will always be much friendlier and vastly more confident. Number 9. ignoring their quiet social invitations. Human lives are incredibly busy and stressful. Often we finally sit down at the end of a long day and decide that right now is the perfect time for cuddles. You call your cat over, but they walk away. You pick them up anyway, and they squirm out of your arms, leaving you feeling rejected. But here is the heartbreaking truth. They were quietly trying to connect with you all day long, and you simply weren't paying attention. Cats do not operate on a schedule of human convenience. They offer incredibly subtle social invitations throughout the day. A gentle headbutt against your calf, while you cook a slow blink from across the room, or sitting quietly beside your laptop. When you constantly ignore these subtle windows of connection, but then force physical interaction on your own terms, you teach your cat that their communication doesn't matter. Eventually, they stop trying to ask for your love. Put your phone down, notice their quiet invitations, and be fully present when they choose to engage with you. Number 10. Mistaking their hiding for independence. This is the single most devastating mistake on this list, and understanding it could literally save your cat's life. Lately, you have noticed your cat is spending more time under the guest bed. They stopped greeting you at the door, and they are eating a little bit less. It is so easy to rationalize this by telling yourself they are just becoming more independent with age, or that they just want some space. Please hear this clearly. Hiding is not a personality trait. It is a clinical symptom. Cats are biologically hardwired by millions of years of evolution to fiercely mask their pain and vulnerability. In the wild, showing weakness makes you a target. They will continue to act incredibly stoic, long past the point where their physical suffering has become severe. By the time a cat completely withdraws into isolation, their illness is often heavily advanced. The cat who has retreated is not asking for independence. They are desperately waiting for the one person they trust to look past the surface and realize something is terribly wrong. You are their only voice. The greatest gift you will ever give to the animal who loves you unconditionally is simply paying closer attention to their silent language. Go look at your cat right now, completely alter the way you interact with them, and show them you finally understand. I would absolutely love to know the name of the sweet soul you are caring for. Please drop your cat's name in the comments down below, and let's honor the beautiful companions who trust us with their entire lives.